Hi, my name is Jim, and I'll be reading from The Empire Strikes Back by Donald F. Glut. The wind that shrieked through the reactor shaft entirely absorbed the sounds of the clashing lightsabers. Luke moved agilely across the gantry and took refuge beneath the huge instrument panel to evade the pursuing foe. But Vader was there in an instant, his lightsaber thrashing down like a pulsating guillotine. The complex began to fall, but was abruptly caught by a wind and blown upward. The instant of distraction was all Vader needed. As the instrument panel floated away, Luke involuntarily glanced at it, and at that second, the Dark Lord's blade came slashing down across Luke's hand, sending the used lightsaber flying. The pain was excruciating. Luke smelled the terrible odor of his own scarred flesh and squeezed his forearm beneath his armpit to try and stop the agony. He stepped backward along the gantry until he reached the extreme end, stalked all the while by the black-garbed opponent. Abruptly and ominously, the wind subsided, and Luke realized there was nowhere else to go. There is no escape, the Dark Lord of Sith warned, looming over Luke like a black angel of death. Don't make me destroy you. You are strong with the Force. Now you must learn to use the dark side. Join me, and together we will rule the galaxy and destroy the Emperor. Come, I will complete your training, and we'll rule the galaxy together. Luke refused to give in to Vader's taunts. I will never join you. If you only knew the power of the dark side, Vader continued. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father, did he? Mention of his father aroused Luke's anger. He told me enough, he yelled. He told me you killed him. No, Vader replied calmly. I am your father. Stunned, Luke stared with disbelief at the black-clad warrior and pulled away at the revelation. Two warriors stood staring at each other, father and son. No, that's not true, Luke said, refusing to believe what he had just heard. That's impossible. Search your feelings, Vader said, sounding like an evil version of Yoda. You know this to be true. Then Vader turned off the blade of his lightsaber and extended a steady and inviting hand. Bewildered and horror-stricken at Vader's words, Luke shouted, No. Vader continued persuasively, Luke, you can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son. Come with me. It is the only way. Luke's mind whirled with the words. Everything was finally beginning to collapse in his brain, or was it? He wondered if Vader was telling him the truth. The training of Yoda, the teaching of the saintly old man, his strivings for good and his abhorrence of evil, if everything he had fought for was no more than a lie. He didn't want to believe Vader. He tried to convince himself that it was Vader who lied to him. But somehow he could feel the truth in the Dark Lord's words. But if Darth Vader did speak the truth, why, he wondered, had Ben Kenobi lied to him? Why, his mind screamed louder than any wind the Dark Lord could summon against him. The answers no longer seemed to matter. His father, with the calmness that Ben himself and Yoda, the Jedi Master, had taught him, Luke Skywalker made perhaps what might be the final decision of all. Never, he shouted as he stepped into the empty abyss beneath him. For all its unperceived depth, Luke might have been falling into another galaxy. Darth Vader moved to the end of the gantry and watched Luke tumble away. A strong wind began to blow, bellowing the Black Lord's cloak behind him. Skywalker's body quickly plunged downward, toppling head over foot. The wounded Jedi desperately reached out to grab something to stop his fall. The Dark Lord watched until he saw the youth's body sucked into a large exhaust pipe in the side of the reactor shaft. When Luke vanished, Vader quickly turned and hurried off the platform.